Let's get on to the letter now. She has written down the date on the top. I'm very happy with that. She could have avoided placing the comma. It is just a recommendation only. Let's get through the whole letter. So she has written down Mr. Alvaro Moot and then physiotherapist Newtown. Okay. Whenever you have to write down the letter on the top, you have to use the before the occupation of the addressee. So you should have used the physiotherapist. Okay, instead of writing physiotherapist, you should have used the physiotherapist. All right. That's the first thing you should have done. Okay, so the student has written down the date on the top and then the addressee's contact details. But unfortunately, she didn't place the before physiotherapist. That is one of the mistakes she has committed. Okay, let's go to the next one. Dear Mr. Moot, that's good. I'm very happy with the way that you have written down the addressee's detail. Okay, so that's good. I'm happy with that. Let's go to the next one. The reference details of the patient. So Mr. Sergio Marquino, aged 40. That's good. All right. I'm writing to refer Miss Sergio Marquino, who requires rehabilitation, care, and assistance. And there is a full stop, I believe. So this is wrong. This is wrong because you can't put a full stop. If it is a full stop, then it is wrong. And who is recuperating from open reduction and internal fixation and is being discharged today. All right. The problem with this is, okay, let me write it down here. So I'm writing to refer Miss, is that Mr. I think, yeah, Mr. Sergio Marquino. All right. You can't write down Mr. Sergio Marquino, I mean the full name, in the introduction paragraph. You can just write down the surname only, because you have already mentioned the full name of the patient, and as a result, you don't need to mention the full name once again. Just Marquino is okay. All right. Who requires rehabilitation, care, and assistance. That's fine. You could have put a full stop here, and then you could have started the next sentence. You could say he's recuperating from open reduction and internal fixation and is being discharged today. So instead of writing down who is recuperating, you could have mentioned he is recuperating. You could have started a new sentence and could have written down like this. All right, Mr. Marquino is a heavy smoker and drunkard. That's wrong. I don't know what you have written here. He's a heavy smoker and a drinker. Okay, it's not drunkard. It's not drunkard. I don't know what you have written down. You should have written down drunken. Okay, or sorry, drinker. Okay, drinker is more appropriate because he's a smoker and a drinker. Okay, and drinker. All right. He presented to hospital with hip fracture by a road traffic accident. Hip fracture by a road. Now, after a road, it's not by a road traffic accident. And you don't need to use traffic, you can say after a road accident. That's okay. You don't need to use traffic. Okay. All right. Subsequently, that's fine. Intravenous fluids and 2 units of blood transfusion were initiated on 15 October 2015. Okay. Let's say 15 October 2015. That's okay. So what you should have done is instead of writing down 2 units in numbers, it's better to write down the words. So 2 units. Okay, that could have been much better. All right. Always remember that you have to use the numbers in terms of words only. Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. He underwent the above mentioned surgery and was treated with the morphine for pain relief. That's okay. I'm happy with that. But I think there is an issue here. I don't know whether you have written on I after LI or before F. Okay, so this is wrong actually, because the way you have placed it sounds like you have written down relief like this. Okay, that is RELEIF. That's how it looks like. But that's a, if that's the case, then that's a spelling mistake. Okay, so you should write RELIEF. That's the correct answer. Okay, let's go to the next one. After 3 days, don't write down the numbers. Okay, after 3 days. So you could have mentioned after 3 days. It's better to write down the words if the number is below 10 or below. Okay. He was referred to physiotherapist. That's wrong. He was referred to physiotherapist. No. What you should have done, I'll tell you now. To physiotherapist, you should have used an article before that. So you should say to a physiotherapist. Okay. All right, let me go to the next one. To a physiotherapist for improving his movements and alignments. That's all right. He has been instructed to continue stretching and strengthening exercises. That's good. During hospitalization, his wound was clean and dry with no sign of infection. That's good. He was walking aid. So he uses walking aid. He uses walking aid. He uses walking aid. Okay, instead of that, you should have used uses walking aid. He uses a walking aid. If it is one noun, you have to use aid. Whereas if it is the okay for a short distance, okay, for a short distance, you don't need to use in a short distance. That's wrong. In a short distance, you should say for a short distance. Okay, let's go to the next one. On observation, there should be a comma. You have done that good. Psychological upset was noticed owing his recovery. Psychological upset was noticed. Okay, so the way you have written on owing to his recovery, no, I don't understand what you have written on. And was educated about his long-term complications after surgery. Okay, owing to his recovery. Okay, is that like hindering his recovery? So you should have mentioned psychological upset was noticed hindering his recovery. So it's not owing. Owing means because of or due to. Okay, owing. So instead of that, you should have mentioned hindering his recovery or delaying his recovery. You can use delaying his recovery, okay? Something like that, or affecting his recovery. So the one that is in the negative form needs to be used, or affecting his recovery, okay? All right, let's go to the next one. And was educated about his long-term complications after surgery. Okay, long-term doesn't have two words. Long term has got only one word with an hyphen in between. So it's a word with a syllable. Okay, that's what we call syllable. Okay, all right. Let's go to the next one. In view of the above, kindly provide for continuity care for him. Provide. Okay, so I think I don't know whether she has placed a full stop here. Let's say provide health education regarding safe exercises and effective use of walking aids. Okay, all right. Monitoring diet modifications and self-care assistance would be beneficial. Okay, so let's say in this case, in view of the above, kindly provide continuity care for him. Okay, and then you have mentioned, okay, I think that's a new sentence, I believe. So provide is not good. Okay, so what you should have done is also please provide. That could have been much better. If it is in the same sentence, then you don't need to write down provide. That's wrong. Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. Health education regarding safe exercises and the effective use of walking aids. That's fine. Monitoring, so that's the next sentence, I believe. Monitoring diet modifications and self-care assistance would be beneficial. So in this case, self-care, okay, self-care must be one word only. Self-care, self-care. That's what you have to write down. Okay, self-care. All right, let's go to the next one. Could be beneficial. He has no appointment with his occupational therapist and general practitioner after 1 month. He has an appointment, sorry. He has an appointment with his occupational therapist and general practitioner after 1 month. Okay, so if the number is 10 or below, it's better to use in the word form. Okay, so that's fine. Let me go to the next page. Where's the next page? That's the one. Okay, if you have any queries, please contact me. Okay, if you have any queries, no. If you have any questions, it's always important to use formal words in your letters. So questions are more formal than queries. Yours sincerely, comma, registered nurse, not the registered nurse. It's better to use, instead of writing down registered nurse, it's better to use the registered, sorry, the registered nurse. Okay, good. Let me go through the assessment section now. So as far as grammar is concerned, you need to improve a lot. Grammar is one of the weakest points, one of the weakest areas you need to focus on. Okay. Use of articles, prepositions, and punctuation marks should have been improved. Spelling mistake is another area. Spelling mistakes need to be avoided. You need to write down one word if it is one word only. Okay, so you can't write down two words. For example, long term is one word only. Self-care is one word only with an hyphen in between. Okay, vocabulary could have been better. Vocabulary could have been better with the use of more formal words. It's really important that you use more formal words and synonyms. Okay, you don't need to repeat the same words again and again. Connectivity is okay. Connectivity is okay. There's no issue with the connectivity. Organization of case notes could have been a bit better, because you could have included the main idea phrase before the before each supporting paragraphs. That could have been included, but you didn't do that. That's not good. And what else? The selection of words is not good as well. And then okay, all right. Many sentences are incomplete. Many sentences are incomplete. I mean, because you might have used incorrect words or phrases or so on, which is not good. All right. And then we have got overall task fulfillment, which is okay. Overall task fulfillment is all right, because you are able to write down 190 words. I'm happy with that, which is within the limit. And what else? Case notes were well expanded. Okay, the abbreviations in the case notes, sorry, the abbreviations were expanded for majority of the ones. I think you didn't did you expand one word? No, I think that's all right. Only the numbers need to be expanded. Okay, so remember that The numbers before 1 need to be expanded, okay, before 10. All right, they need to be expanded in terms of words. All right, let me go through the case notes to identify whether you have included all the relevant information in your letter or not. All right, okay, so okay, so that's the nurse case notes. Complete the writing task which follows. Notes today's date. That's all right. You're a nurse working in the National Hospital. Patient details. Sergio Marquino, age 40 years. Marital status, married to Mr. Rockel. Admission date is 15/10/2015. Discharge date is 25/10/2015. That's good. Social background, retired professor. No medical history. No history. No medical illness. That's good. Chronic smoker, 20 years. Alcoholism, 15 years. Hip fracture, road accident. HRBP, 31, intravenous fluid therapy. That's all right. 2 units PCV transfusion. Okay, packed cells. Okay, all right. And then surgery, ORIF, pain management, morphine. That's okay. These are the visits, so that's good. Stable, and then reference physiotherapy assessment. That's done. Assisted walking, provided walking aids. That's all right. Can walk short distances with the aid. Okay, weight bearing exercises, pain management with morphine, taught stretching and strengthening exercises, able to move slowly with the walker, psychologically upset, doubts regarding recovery, wishes to go home, pain, wound dressing plus no infection. That's good. Assisted mobilization and self care, weight bearing and non weight bearing exercises by physiotherapist. Educated about long-term complications after surgery, discharge plan. That's okay. So these things are included. I'm happy with that. Self-care assistance, that's done. Return to hospital, that's all right. See a GP for follow-up appointment. Okay, yeah, that's included. I'm very happy with the way that you have included in your case notes. So the all the information is included and it is up to the mark. So I'm happy with the way that you have included your relevant case notes. Okay, so all relevant case notes were included. Well done, you have done a good job. Let me go through the expected score. Well, to me, if I look at the number of mistakes and then the severity of the mistakes, okay, you have committed several major grammatical mistakes which could have been avoided. So to me, this sounds like a 270 out of 500 graded letter. Don't worry too much about this because you can rectify these mistakes and can improve your score to 350 or 300. Okay? I wish you good luck with your next letter. If you would like to receive a free assessment for your first letter, please send it to me through to my email address, that is steve@ucanenglishtutoring.com, or you can reach me on my mobile or WhatsApp number, that is +614684808777. You can also like my Facebook page, that is www.facebook.com/ucantutoring, to get regular notification on recent examination questions, speaking and writing assessment, and also the strategies for reading and listening sections as well, along with the students' success stories. I've been helping more than 12,000 students to achieve their desired scores since 2008 in 3 different forms of the examinations, such as OET, IELTS, and PT. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you find this video useful. Have a good day. Take care.